Hossein needs a draw there, as you can see, to ensure second place. So 2 frames and he will go away in second place. Zhang Anda, if he wins, though, he'll finish second. So there is something on this, albeit not what they hoped would be on it when the day began. Hossein Vafaei started badly, losing 3-0 to Jack Jones, and Zhang Anda, similar, started losing 3-0 to Dylan Emery. But let's see what they have in store for us here.
First frame, Zhang Anda to break.
Vafaei beat Emery 3-0, Zhang 2-2 with Jack Jones in his second match. Already this is quite a big shot. Pots the red, gets them open nicely on the black.
Played it perfectly, in fact. Very easy to take your eye off the pot there. Oh, what a scoring opportunity this is. The sort of shot you've just kind of got to let the cue ball take care of itself. As long as you get low enough and get enough grip onto it, you fancy it to come back. Just control the pace. Beautifully played. It's a good point you make at the start there, Dave, about that the players obviously arrived here with intentions of winning the group, and now everyone's fate is pretty much secured. But the difference between finishing second and taking that £4,000 prize money away for that place and finishing last, that could make the difference. There's a lot of tournaments, the Players Series, that players in the past have missed out on by a few thousand. So definitely something to play for. But I just wonder if the guys out there are really trying their best and thinking about that right now. Obviously they're trying to win, but that motivation might have dwindled a touch.
Well, certainly, Vafaei, he finished his second match. It was about 1:15. Here we are, whatever time it is now, 7 o'clock. So it's a long wait just to get back on. And if you're waiting a while longer, and the way Zhang Anda's going here.
$17.
Well, Elliot Slesser actually did mention upstairs in the Players' Lounge. Now we know the finalist that he was happy to play the games on the practice table and let the final take place. But the point he made was that it would be sod's law for a player, if they played on the practice table, to make a maximum. And here Zhang is on reds and blacks. The only red really is that red on the left side cushion and I suppose access to the one beyond the blue. But other than that, what a chance.
Yeah, a chance to steal a few headlines. He's made 5 in his career. He made 1 at the UK Championship a couple of years ago at York. Of course, Sergio Way had 1 in this event. Michael Holt in qualifiers prior to that.
$40. $41.
And I guess there isn't quite the normal pressure, is there? Because, okay, yes, £1,000 here and there, but it's not kind of germane to the match, really. You can just focus on this. There's still pressure in trying to make one. It's not easy, we know that. But you can go all in with it, is what I mean.
And just thinking back to previous years, usually the final group game, is the group decider, or the players are involved in potentially getting through to the final, and then they're straight back out there to play the best of 5 final. Both tables finishing at the right time for them, and the guys have got a bit of a break now before the final.
No, it's a good point. I think that's going to be good for the final itself. You know, they just get a proper chance to prepare. Now removing the tough red.
$56.
It's on, Stephen.
57.
It certainly is, especially now he's chipped that safe red off the cushion. And actually, when he comes around to play up that way, he can play into a big area to potentially leave himself on either of the 2 reds beyond the blue.
64.
Well, Fyodor there, the referee, he and his good friend Dimitri have done every day. 2 young lads from Latvia. This is his last match. It'd be something special for him, wouldn't it, to officiate a maximum?
73.
Just lost his cue ball a touch, wrong side of the red there to get close for the black. Now, is it decision time to go up for those reds beyond the blue, or does he keep himself down this end? The frame is won. I like this spot. That was a good shot to play. If the cue ball took a wider path there, he had the chance at the red to the yellow pocket maybe, but that line was good for this red to the right middle, back for the black.
$81. $88.
Well, is he straight enough? Going to get through to the other red? Yeah, he's okay. No problems.
As I say, he's made 5 thus far, so if he makes another, he'll join Mark Selby and Gary Wilson on 6. Now moving into esteemed company. He would be one of only 11 players to have made that many in competition.
96.
He's so good in and around the black, isn't he? This is what he can do. This is where he excels. Black for the ton, but the century is irrelevant as far as he's concerned. Now, in a position like this, you'd like to play for 2 reds, give yourself options, but that isn't an option for him here. It's one or the other.
$243 official maximums we've had, but we're coming now to the crunch in this attempt. These last 2 reds, particularly the one further down the table.
Now, where does he go with his cue ball? He'd love to leave it in a spot where there's a chance to land on the red in multiple pockets. Yeah, worth just taking a second, just figuring out exactly where you want that white. Needs it to run. Needs it to go. Perfect.
I'm tied to 12.
Oh, what a break this has been.
113.
Now, does he have any angle on the black?
Oh, well, he's not blessed in the cue part department, I know that much. In the cue power. He's just slightly wrong side of straight as well. Oh, no.
Well, it's not got in, but this yellow still needs some attention. Is this the last of the really tough ones? Oh, what a shame. He really went for that right from the off.
20 in the frame.
Just landed not nice on the 15th black. Left himself the awkward yellow, and he doesn't do sort of big reactions, but you can see he's disappointed. No maximum, 120 though, to lead Hossein Vafaei 1-0. Remember, if Zhang Anda wins the match, he does finish second in the group table. Now, Elliot Slessor and Lei Pei Fan, of course, playing on table 2, still in the opening frame. Lei Pei Fan's lost his first 2 matches, and Elliot Slessor's got 1 point. So, again, if Lei Pei Fan were to win this, he would finish above Slessor in the table. Dave Gilbert confirmed as the group winner on 7 points, Noppen Senkom on 6. So they are playing for 3rd and 4th here.
7.
So on we go. Maybe more chances for maximums yet before this match is over.
Second frame, Hossein Vafaei to break.
Well, he's found something, but it's come at the wrong time. Oh, he's looked an absolute $1 million so far in this match. And to be honest, he's been terrible today by his standards. And that would be disappointing for him that it's arrived too late.
It's the thing about this format, though, isn't it? The matches are so short, you can't afford to make a bad start, basically. You know, you go a couple down early on, you're chasing the whole group. Hossein actually said that. I saw him upstairs. He said, I just woke up late. Well, he meant he just, you know, in his first match, he wasn't quite with it.
And actually, the same thing happened to Zhang Anda because he literally did look asleep in his first match against Dylan Emery. He was slumped in his seat and at times did have his eyes shut.
Only miss in number 4.
Well, miscalled, but he's having a look at this red. It's very awkward to get to. But he's in the mood to just pot everything now.
1.
Could have done with avoiding the yellow.
4. Zhang Anda 4.
Well, before the start of the Championship League, there were 253 matches scheduled. We didn't play a couple because Karen Wilson had to withdraw, of course. So I think it's 251 it'll be in total. And we're not far off starting the last one, the most important. Jack Jones, Dave Gilbert. I think that'll be a really high-quality match. Hard to pick a winner between those two. Gilbert scored really heavily. And Zhang Anda, he's in again.
1.
And, of course, Jack is looking for his first title. But we'll see. It's a short match again. It's only best of 5.
Yeah, and anything can happen, can't it? You know, you just got to stick in there and hope it's your day. Think back to the second phase. Jack Jones was all but out. Made an unbelievable clearance against
6.
Marco Fu. Had to get a result against Chang Bingyu. That sort of saved his bacon, and he's made the most of it.
7.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, he was in more peril in the first group, wasn't he? With your friend Oliver Lyons. Had a chance to potentially knock him out there, but he's just managed to avoid all the bullets that have been fired at him so far.
Chin.
Yeah, in fact, the only game Jack Jones has lost was to Oliver Lyons. That'll give him some confidence and something to brag about, maybe, if he wins the event. I've got 2 players, though, that are obviously scoring really well today. Dave Gilbert in particular, but Jack's made a number of big breaks as well. Let's just hope it's as free-flowing as we think it might be. But there's a lot of pressure on it, and there's a big prize for one of them. It's not just the ranking points and prize money that they'll scoop for this, it's all the spin-offs.
Well, had Zhang Anda made the final, he'd have been a big favourite on this evidence, but it's just taken too long today to find this sort of form. Of course, the pressure's off as well. I know they're playing for places, but in terms of getting to the final, all that's gone away now.
But when the pressure's off, they make the game look even easier. Just strolling around without a care in the world, just knocking them in. I know the shot selection changes somewhat when there's not a lot on the match. Both players looking for that attacking safety shot, get the reds open, hopefully keep the high-value colours in play and have a little standoff to see who can get in first, and then hope they make a one visit. That's what Zhang Anda's done so far. Just under hit that positionally. This black is still on, but cue ball going away from the reds again. And that was enough to force the mistake.
Well, Vafaei happy to see the table. He's been a lot of time in his seat so far, frame and a half, but let's see if he can get himself going. As I say, it's been a long layoff for him. 5.5 hours since he played his last match.
1. Six. 7.
Fan won that first frame on table 2 against Elliot Slesser. Well, Vafaei not happy with this. He's not on the red to left corner, and he's left it awkward queuing for the red to right corner. Might be the spider, I suspect, here. Yep. Can't blame them if they're a little demotivated. Obviously, they were here to try and win the trophy. They can't do that now. Anyway, he's potted that.
And that's a brilliant shot, by the way, with pace, using the spider. It's so easy to miss that by an absolute mile. And it actually makes you look a little bit daft at times, but that was really well done. But that wasn't. Just as he was trying to claw his way back into nice position, another miss arrived. Zhang Anda already nicely in front in this second frame. These 3 reds in open play, more than enough to take it.
Six. 7.
I suppose if the guys can take any positives away from this event, I'm sure they will. Big set of qualifiers coming up next week. You know, they've had a lot of matches under their belt, a lot of match practice. They should be nice and sharp. Good time to start playing well, in fact.
Well, that should be the frame. Yeah, I mean, it's an important time of the year, actually. It's a time of the year, obviously, we know there's other sport on at the moment, but maybe even some snooker fans are not paying too close attention to it. But for the players right now, these few weeks have been massive because there's so many events to qualify for, this event as well, with the trophy on the line. If you do well early season, it's a big springboard. Equally, if you don't, then, you know, a lot of your season's gone before August has sort of rolled round.
It's very true. It really is a big time in the calendar. Obviously, you can't pick and choose when you play well, but
20.
You want to be playing well now.
Zhang Anda is playing well now. Unfortunately, he wasn't earlier today, which is why he won't be in the final, but he's dominating this. Vafaei was in Mr. Green. His challenge is just wilting now. But, of course, he can, if he does fight back for the draw, Vafaei, he will finish above Zhang Anda. So, you know, he can get that extra money and ranking points. Just whether he's really got it in him now. This frame's gone, and we're getting closer to starting the final because Zhang Anda leads Hossein Vafaei in the last group match 2-0. By the way, the final can begin when this match is over, even if table 2 continues. You might remember years ago, Stuart Bingham and Ricky Walden were actually still going after the final had finished. But Elliot Slesser, Leipei Fan, they played the first frame. Leipei Fan won it. So we can start the final about 5 minutes after the Zhang Vafaei match concludes.
These two have been fighting it out as if their lives depend on it. Table 2, remember these playing for 3rd and 4th spot, so an extra £1,000 of ranking points. It doesn't sound a lot, but it could be. And at the end of the day, there's not many other things you could be doing to earn an extra £1,000 a day, is there? So it's worth really trying for. No doubt Elliot's daughter will have a big say in how he spends his extra 1,000 if he takes it. I'm sure they're tuned in, watching at home.
Yeah, he brought it to the shootout. The atmosphere a little different there than it is here, to say the least, up in Blackpool. So back we go. Zhang Anda dominating the match, looking to kill it off, which would, of course, mean we could begin the final. Remember, it's Jack Jones, Dave Gilbert coming up.
That cue ball nearly on this top cushion makes getting back a bit more difficult. The cue raised up in the air. And probably the last chance for either player to screw back to this top cushion now. If Zhang chooses to do that off the cluster, these reds will be everywhere. Sometimes it's difficult to tell, but when you play this shot, and all of a sudden a red springs out back towards these bottom pockets, just like that has he left it. Certainly left the one to middle. I think he'd prefer the thin one to the corner. Well, it must be far enough into the table, this red. Maybe not. Maybe so. Yeah, nicely done. So he's won that little battle. As I say, it's always a risk when you're playing off a big cluster like that. Somehow one manages to find its way this way when you think they can only go the other way and down the table.
Six. 7. 12. 13.
Well, Sandy, if you finish second, it's 4,000 as opposed to 2,000 for third, so it's actually 2,000 more. So, you know, suddenly it's more enticing to really dig in. And Vafaei needs a draw to do that.
19.
You know, he was just saying he's booked his flight for
24.
China, the 2 events that he's qualified for. That cost him 1,900 quid, so it pays for that.
25.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of expense, of course, hotels and travel on the tour.
Yeah, particularly when you're going over to Asia now, the prices seem to be going up and up, so
32.
the overheads attached with those events are getting bigger, but I suppose
33.
you are rewarded heavily for qualifying for them. The prize money in those tournaments, it tends to be on the large side.
Yeah, we always think about the top prizes, and of course, if you win those, you know, it's life-changing. But if you can have a consistent season, we've seen players. I was looking at some of the prize money from last season. Players who, you know, literally a few last 16s, but 70, 80,000 a year, just being consistent. Because now, of course, there are so many tournaments.
Yeah, when you look at a player's season on paper, if you don't see like the quarter-final stage onwards, you just presume it's a bad season just because the standards are so high now. But actually, you know, those last 16s, last 32s, you know, they soon add up. And actually, over the course of a campaign, you can make a real good living from the game now, just winning your first round match.
44.
You couldn't do that years ago. And that's why a lot of players refer to that first round as arguably the most pressurised match that you'll play in the event, which sounds crazy, but, you know, it's all or nothing in that first one.
45.
You either get paid or you don't.
Yeah, it's tough. Alan McManus put it succinctly, as he always does. He said, being a snooker player, he said, it's a good life, but it's a hard life because of those pressures.
50.
Anyway, Vafaei not quite over the line here.
No, and he started to make a bit of a meal of it, to be honest. That cue ball is well short of where he wanted it. Needs to miss the black, and that's well played.
53. 54.
Well, the black to put him 61 in front, so another red and colour required in addition. And it should be that we go into one more frame. It's been a quick match, this. They've both got on with it. And it's 1-1, I can tell you, Elliot Slesser and Lepe Fan on table 2.
61.
Good grief, he's caught the yellow with the red.
Vafaei, 61.
So 61 in front, but there's enough on here for Zhang. He's going to need reasonable sized colours, but there's enough on.
I'll tell you what, this would be some clearance, wouldn't it, if he can steal it at this attempt.
One.
Yeah, the issue is, as I say, the colours he needs or not near the reds he needs.
Six.
Well, he's looking at getting rid of this one now. Another glance at the scoreboard just to check the position in the scores. Well, it's going to be a good pot to continue now. Look where the cue ball is.
7.
And he needs something in, otherwise he needs a snooker. So the black's got to go in.
That's a good pot. And he's okay on this red. He's got a nice angle on it to get back down this end. He may as well. 2 cushions. Well, he's gone 3 cushions. Good line.
15.
Is he straight? You don't get much out of Zhang Anda, do you? But the odd little tut or the sort of half shake of the head.
Yeah, that's his equivalent to banging the table, isn't it? That little shake of the head, as you say.
Talking of banging the table, I just saw a video reposted of the cue bang from Mark Selby at the Crucible, and I do know that he's got a new cue this season now, and I just wonder if he did some serious damage to it in Sheffield.
Well, he certainly gave it a whack, didn't he? He really did. I mean, it could have broke easily. Anyway, 39 in it here, 43 remain, but of course Vafaei with a good lead where the reds are. Well, seems like that's frame over. 2 snookers required already. So we're going to have one more frame before we can start the final between Jack Jones and Dave Gilbert. But these frames have not been lengthy.
Eight. Nine.
Easy game now.
Eleven. 13. 20.
Well, it's going to be an important frame because whoever wins it will collect the extra 2,000 for finishing second. And as we've been saying right from day one of this event, on the world rankings, that can make a big difference at some point later on in the season. Hossein Vafaei reduces the gap to 2-1. Zhang Anda still needs one more to finish in that position above him. One each between Elliot Sless and Lepe Fan. Similar here, really. They're playing for third and fourth place. Noppin Sengham on 6 points, of course, has finished in second because Dave Gilbert beat him 3-1. So 7 points, he's finished top.
Points 2.
Lepe Fan lost his first 2 matches. Slesser got 1 draw, so thus he needs a draw here to finish third.
3.
Slesser with a chance for 2-1, early days there. Last frame here then, whoever wins this is going to finish in second spot in the table and get £4,000 and points as opposed to 2,000 for third. And of course Dylan Emery, he's cheering on Vafaei because Zhang would actually finish on 2 points and Emery would therefore finish above him. So he's involved in this as well.
Yeah, he'll be waiting for the news to drop on his way home up the motorway. Be a nice text to get. A nice result to see. And that's a nice pot from Hossein. Nicely on the black too. Doesn't need to play this with too much pace, just let the cue ball drift through the 2 reds. Just push them aside. And he's away. Played this really nicely. Had to go the 2 cushion route because the red just above the cue ball there was in the way of holding it off 1 cushion. Judged it really well. We might like to play a little cannon to the red just left of the black. Push that aside. Beyond this red to this left corner.
16.
And an angle on the black now would be good news if he can get into the pack of reds whilst having one of these as a bit of an insurance policy. That's what he's looking at.
$17. 24. 25.
Well, he could play a little split here. Yeah, that was a good decision. Catching that ball half ball meant the cue ball would travel right.
32.
And the red at the back of the pack, this one, yeah, that's the one. He can plough through them. And all of a sudden, we've got another
33.
maximum attempt.
40.
Well, this could be the shot. He's got to play into them. He's got to try and control the cue ball back out. If he screws off them, he's got every chance of going to the right side cushion. That way, just need a little bit more pace. It was a good line to be on this red to left corner. Now it's very thin. Too thin. Just looked for a minute there to try and snip that red in and load the cue ball up with right. Try and kill the pace, but just it's not on. Well, that wasn't really on either, but he made a good attempt.
Hossein Vafaei, 48.
I think we've seen already in this match from both players how special 147 still are. He was determined to keep that going somehow. Still 1-1 Elliot Slissor and Lepe Fan. But as I say, the final can start here on table 1 when this match is concluded. Oh, meanwhile, what a pot from Zhang.
Again, that's an example of the players realising, you know, that the pockets are on the accepting side now. Last week, you just couldn't play that. No chance. Not on here, anyway. Well, the pockets aren't big enough.
Number 1.
Well, 47 in front, Vafaei looking to wrap this up.
1.
As we approach the final, Stephen, I've got one very important last question to ask you. Is it coming home?
Dave. Of course it is. I think we've got a great chance now. I really do. I was dreading playing France in the final.
6.
You know, if we come through this game, but it's going to be tough, isn't it? We're playing the defending champions. It's going to be a right old scrap.
Well, this has become a bit of a scrap now. It's a great chance for Vafaei to get the draw and get second place. The thing about that, I realise we're talking about a different sport now, but that three-line song, I remember that coming out. That was 30 years ago, and it was referencing something that happened 30 years before that. So here we are, another 30 years on, still dreaming.
Put it this way, there'll be a lot of players playing in the Shenzhen Open on Sunday night when England hopefully are playing in a World Cup final. You can imagine the distractions going on, and it'll be in this very arena.
Yeah. Well, this is
5.
a sporting drama that's coming to a head as well. Vafaei's had 2 good chances. The second one particularly looked good to get the draw, but Zhang Anda, who made a nightmare start to the day, losing 3-0 to Dylan Emery, salvaged the draw with Jack Jones.
6.
He's now looking for the win here to finish second in the table.
Well,
I was just looking at that red. Does it pop? Very tight. Might have a half a pocket to play out. If not, could tickle into them from this blue. Oh, the other one clearly the left red by the pink goes to this right corner. And actually, it'd be worth playing a little flick on the pink here, back up for the blue, just promote the two. And one eye on that. One eye on the cue ball. He's taking his eye off what mattered.
Vafaei 34 in front then. Can he now bring this home? Should do now.
One.
Well, it's been an event full of twists and turns.
8.
We've seen some star names fall by the wayside. And we're now a few minutes away from finding out who's going to prevail in the overall final. Best of 5, straight knockout final. Dave Gilbert, 31 in the world, against Jack Jones, 32 in the world rankings. So not much to choose between them. They may need all 5 frames, but it's going to be fascinating to see whether Gilbert, of course, can win this for a second time. Or can Jack Jones break through as a ranking event winner tonight? We're going to find out very shortly. As for second place, though, Hossein Vafaei, he's going to take it here.
22.
And it's good news for Dylan Emery, who's going to finish third as Vafaei with a pretty extravagant shot brings the curtain down on this match. So it's finished 2-2, and that means that we can, in